Police force in Tunisia are informed to include fired teardrop gas to scatter a mob of youths deprecating versus new strictness measures. A Reuters eyewitness told youthful human beings elderly about 20 were throw stone at police force vehicles and installation flame to use tires. The collision happened in Etadaman, a impoverished area of the Equity, Tunis. CEO Baji Keita Sebsi had taken into account a speaking down there over on Saturday promise to growth youthful occupation. Unemployment amongst the youthful is deliberate a key index of a nation's economical prospects, and Tunisia stands at about 35%. The CEO's comments came as Tunisians noted the 7th anniversary date of the nation's coup. The 2011 rebellion how startup the Arabic Springtime led to the toppling of CEO magazine Al Abidan Ben Ali following 23-year. Ben Ali, now in expulsion in Saudi Arabia, was condemned in absence of theft and improper use of social cash, and condemned to 35-year detention. Few 100 human beings united election meetings in Tunis on Saturday at the calling of policy parties and the UGTT, a visible trading association. Protests are a overall characteristic every January in Tunisia, as human beings mark the 2011 election meetings. A growth in importance added tax and public safety contributions driven in at the beginning of January has led to intensified tension the year. Protesters are inviting for an overview of the 2018 budgeting, and a shove to fight corrupt practices. Tunisia is the just nation to displace its length-standing lead in the Arabic Springtime out of downward in severe abuse. But 9 subsequent governments include unsuccessful to restore its weakening economics. Both of peace protests and nighttime strife include been seen through the nation above the history 1 week. More than rather than 800 human beings include been detained, on to the Interior Design Ministry, that accuses them of identity theft, hooliganism and abuse. In 2011 the motto, job, liberty, virtue, rang out in the gateway, and protesters include restored it in latter days. On Saturday, lot collected on Habib Bourguiba Prospect, a main website in the 2011 demonstrations. Hundreds of revolt police force were developed down there. An Interior Design Ministry representative told on Sunday how about 97 members of the safety forces and civilian protect units had been injured for the protests. The quantity of protesters injured was not taken into account. The government has tested to suppress protests by opening a well-being pack how includes superior health and growth in aid for the needing. Officials say the 70M dinad dollar schedule will assist more than rather than 120,000 Tunisians. But he's not clear how it will be underfunded. The government's tax and cost increases were superimposed as it seeks to soothe world donors by reduction its budgeting deficiency. The World Cash Foundation, International Monetary Fund, gave Tunisia a £1, lending on the pledge it would accept finance reforms. The travel segment, one day a urgent resource of income, was corrupt in 2015 by a wavelength of jihadist attacks and is yet to rebound behind. As 2018 begins, bloating is at a 3.5-year top and meal prices are growing by 10% every year. Taxes on items like portable phones, cars and the web include as well enlarged. Common human beings are affliction financially. He says the protesters are not just disappointed on the instant tax increases, but more than deep by a losing of expect.